Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a very different video for me because I don't really talk about personal stuff as much on my channel. I usually just kind of do makeup videos because they're the easiest to film for me. But I do want to get more into, you know, lifestyle. Like, I love doing vlogs, I love doing my Thailand vlogs, and health and fitness stuff as well would be really cool. But at the moment, I'm still not like an expert, so I feel like I don't want to give out wrong information to anyone if anyone does watch my videos and is interested in seeing what I do. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at the moment. But I got a request on Instagram asking me if I could do a video about how I started going to the gym and how my fitness journey, I guess, started. But yeah, I felt like it would be a cool video to make just because I want to kind of tell you guys about my fitness journey, at least like the start of my fitness journey, because I still have a long way to go. Yeah, that's basically what this video is going to be about. My whole fitness journey, how I started getting into all that stuff. This is the most nervous I've felt about making a video, like, ever, which is weird because it's something I am really like passionate about, but I don't know, it just makes me nervous talking about it because I know there are so many other like different opinions about it, and like it's quite personal to you as a person. So I'm just gonna say, like, I've basically always struggled with my weight as like a child and as like a teenager and stuff. I really struggled with my body image during high school and like feeling really fat. I probably wasn't even fat at all, but like I just had that idea in my head that I was huge. And just because I was a kid, I was like squishy and, you know, didn't really have a shape to me or anything like that. I wasn't one of those like gorgeous little skinny girls. So I always had like really big issues with my body image and like just hating what I looked like. I remember getting like bullied during school about like wearing shorts because my legs were thick. And obviously I haven't really dealt with those issues from the past as well as I thought I had. Anyway, so I don't really like to think about that time in my life just because it was really hard for me. This is literally the beginning of the video and I'm already crying. This is so fucking stupid. So during high school, I really struggled with how I looked and with my diet and exercise and stuff like that. I had really unhealthy habits and what I like to call is my Tumblr phase of obsessing over like thinspo pictures and, you know, just doing terrible things to my body basically. Then after seeing like how badly what I was doing was affecting my friends and like they were going through similar things, so I kind of started getting my shit together basically, learning how to not hate myself basically, learning how to like accept myself for what I looked like basically. I just said basically so many times. So I had a really good friendship group and a lot of people who were going through like the same sort of things, so I feel like I had a really good support system in the fact that we all kind of got through it together. And after I left school, I started just being a normal person again. Like, I went to uni and I kind of was interested in other things in my life. I wasn't as concerned with what I, you know, looked like or what my weight was or anything like that. But during that time I was still obviously very self-conscious. I felt like I've just always been just a little chubby kid and like I never looked good in anything. Like, I was little, like I'm a petite person, I'm 4'11", so I was always, you know, say a size 6 or a size 8, so, you know, I was always on the small side of clothing and things like that. I never felt like I was like massive, but when I looked at myself in the mirror I felt huge because proportion wise I was bigger. I know in comparison to other people I probably wasn't big or anything like that, but that's just my mentality. I was always bigger and squishier and just not anything great, honestly. When I graduated high school, I went vegetarian, and that was something I'd always wanted to do, but my mum wouldn't let me until I finished high school. That was her rule or something like that. It's like I wasn't allowed to be vegetarian until I finished high school because I had like chronic fatigue and I had a lot of issues, obviously. I basically was just told like you're not allowed to be vegetarian until you finish high school, which is fine. Like that's totally fine, it's her choice or whatever. But yeah, so as soon as I finished high school, I went vegetarian, and I was vegetarian for 5 years. And during that time, I feel like I still was quite unhealthy with my foods. I didn't have a good relationship with food at all. I was eating a pretty healthy diet, but I definitely wasn't eating enough ever. I remember going to uni and my friends all eating, and I would always just be like, no, just wait, because I was really terrified of eating in front of people. But then I would go home and just binge out on like pasta and just like carbs, just carbs, because that's all I could eat as being vegetarian. And I know, don't get me wrong, there are so many people out there who are vegetarian. They're so healthy and they really do amazing things for their body, but for me personally, I just felt like I was in this rut of eating things like pasta when I went out because that was the only vegetarian option on the menu. And even like salads, they would be like a Caesar salad, so it has anchovies and this creamy dressing and chicken, and you have to take all those good things out and then you'd be left with lettuce. So I wouldn't be getting lettuce at dinner. Like basically it was really hard to get enough protein for me because I wasn't eating the right kind of foods, and I wasn't really meal prepping or anything like that as well. So I felt like being vegetarian, although it's great for you and it's great if you do it right, I wasn't doing it right. And that's kind of also why I was probably still very squishy. I started doing like home workouts and things like that, like running on the treadmill every day and, you know, just doing like sit-ups and lunges and, you know, squats in your room and stuff like. But like I would do it at like 11 o'clock at night because I would procrastinate all day and avoid working out or doing anything good for my body, like avoid exercising, avoid everything like that. And I would just wait until literally midnight or like 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m. even to finally do something. And it was just stupid. It was just stupid. I just didn't really know what I was doing. And I was in this mentality of if I did cardio every day and just ate like a bird, I would lose weight. And that is not the case. And although I've stayed very similar in size and weight usually, I just felt like my body didn't have a nice shape to it. It was always just meh. And I didn't like it basically. So I did like a year of uni and a year and a half of uni, and then I dropped out. And for a little while I was just, you know, doing nothing. And then I started my course, which is my special effects course, which is when I learned how to do like proper special effects makeup. And that was a really, really good thing for me, just mentally wise, because I finally found something that I really like to do and something I was really good at. Well, not really good at, but like something I actually thought I could have a career in. Whereas when I was at uni, I was studying something I just like didn't even know where it would take me. Like I didn't know anything about it really. That was awesome for me because I finally found something that I had like a passion with, which is like makeup and special effects and things like that. And I really, really enjoyed my time there. But that's like besides the point. What the building that my school was in moved to a different location, and then the new location was well, not connected, but like was just above a gym. And they did this deal where they were saying that anyone who was a student at this school could get like discounted rates for their membership. So it like took a few dollars off the membership every week, and it was like, it was a good deal. And I was like, oh, maybe I should join the gym. Like I really want to, you know, lose weight. I really want to get fitter and stuff, but I feel like doing things at home isn't really helping me. It's not really teaching, well, it's not really working for me because I'm still the same weight. Oh, and that time I went completely raw vegan. I was, no, not raw vegan. I was high carb, low fat. So basically I was doing like the banana girl diet, like freely, which I still think is amazing as well. Like I have nothing against it at all. I think it's really cool. And I remember having so much energy because I was literally eating like 10 bananas for breakfast, massive like fruit, salads for lunch, and I would have like these big salad bowls with like roast potatoes, literally like a whole thing of potatoes. I would like heat it up in the microwave at school and eat a giant thing of potatoes and salad for lunch. And then dinners I could have like vegetarian or vegan dinners as well, and I really enjoyed that. But because I had suddenly gone from restricting all my calories and really not eating enough to eating in excess, like eating like 2,000 calories a day, my body kind of really fluctuated a lot. My weight really fluctuated, and I think I did put on a little bit of weight, but that could have also been because I did have a lot of metabolic damage from restricting my calories for so many years. So I kind of went up and down a lot with my weight. And again, and that's also when I started going to the gym. So I had all this extra energy, so I had to get rid of that energy. So I would, before school, I would go to the gym, do like an hour of cardio, and then like eat fruit for the rest of the day. And I thought I was so healthy because I was like, I'm working out, I'm eating all this like good fruit, like I must be so healthy. But like my body really didn't change much. It kind of just, my weight kind of went up and down, and it kind of just always stays the same. And for me personally, it just wasn't sustainable as well because I was eating a lot of food and I didn't have the money to buy that much food as well. Also, during my time at media, I met my boyfriend Guy, and when we started dating, he was going to the gym a lot as well. And I kind of looked at him and went like, wow, it's so impressive that you go to the gym every single day and you still work and you do all these things, like that's so cool. And I just would do obviously cardio at the gym. And I feel like at the start of our relationship, I still had a very bad sense of self-worth. I just wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with my body. I was very like I'd sit at home and like cry about how much I hated my body, and I'd cry to him about how much I hated it and like how fat I thought I was. And then he really helped me with like telling me how beautiful I was all the time, and like telling me that I don't need to restrict myself or I don't need to binge out because I feel bad about something. Like he really taught me how to accept who I was. Oh, this is genuinely the hardest video I've ever made. So yeah, he really helped me with my anxiety as well about the gym. Like I would go to the gym and do cardio, and I would just stay on the treadmill because I was kind of scared of people looking at me, and I was really scared of people judging me and thinking I was fat. And I just had this idea in my head that every single person was staring at me when I went to the gym, which is not the case at all. Nobody cares what you look like, nobody cares what you're doing. But just in my head, I was so terrified of people. And then we started going to the gym together, and we'd drive to the gym and we'd sit in the car park and just like chat for a while, and he'd be like, yep, okay, you ready, let's go. And I would just be like, I think I'm gonna stay in the car tonight, because I would see the people through the window and I would get so nervous and I would get so much anxiety about going in and being looked at, which is, it's crazy to me now because I don't get that anymore. Like I can't believe how much that anxiousness kind of affected just going to the gym, like just walking in the door. And still, like some days I still get that now, like where I'm just like, nah, I can't deal with people, can't deal with that. But now I can go by myself, whereas before when I first started, I would really be anxious about going to the gym by myself because I was scared that everyone just hated me for some reason. Like, it was crazy. So I started going to the gym that I go to currently, same franchise, just like a different location. So Guy and I would go there together most nights, like when he finished work, because he finishes quite late at night. So I would kind of procrastinate going to the gym all day, and then because he was going, I would go as well. And so when I moved to that kind of location, that's when I kind of decided, right, I really want to learn to be fit. I want to learn how to work out. I want to learn how to be good to my body. So I decided to get a PT. And that's 100% like the best thing I've ever done, because she's taught me so much. And like, see, I'm crying again and it's happy. So yeah, my PT Phoebe, she started working at my gym right around the same time that I started going there. So I was like, oh great, like they said like, oh, there's this new girl, she'd be great. So I started working out with her, and like, she's honestly changed my life. She's great. And she taught me all about like lifting weights and how to do all the machines and all these different exercises at the gym, and not just sit on the treadmill the entire time. And then at the time I also got a nutrition coach, which was good for a little while because I did see results. But she had to have me eating a lot of like protein shakes and casein custard and a lot of like artificial foods, because I was still vegetarian, so I wasn't eating any meat. And she was trying to like up my protein and get more like protein into my diet, so I could, you know, build muscle with Phoebe, and I could, you know, burn more fat and all that jazz. But I just found following her plan was really hard, because I just felt like I was eating fake food all the time, because I was just having like yogurt, cheese, like sandwiches for lunch, which I think I actually did a What I Eat Wednesday video on that. You can basically see what I'm eating, but she just had me eating a lot of like processed foods because she was trying to get my protein up, and I just found like it wasn't sustainable for me. And it ended up being like, I probably did lose a bit of weight, and I think I did put on some muscle as well, but I wasn't really seeing the results or whatever that I wanted. So I stopped following her plan. And this kind of period of my life is when it's gotten into the whole like trying to work out my diet, trying to work out how my body reacts to things, because everybody is different and everybody is going to react to different macronutrients, like different ratios. Some people work really well on high protein and high fat and low carbs, and some people work really well on like all carbs and like very little fat, and everyone's different. So like for the last, I'd say, year or so, I've really been experimenting with my diet and seeing what works and seeing what kind of, you know, weight loss or, you know, muscle gain or fat loss and that sort of thing different diets do. For me personally, like this is something I think everyone has to go through. They have to go through like a large period of working out what works for your body. And I feel like I'm still kind of in that transition period, but I'm getting my shit together basically. I'm trying really hard and just experimenting with things, like experimenting with different macronutrient ratios, experimenting with my calorie count, just everything, just like trying to work out something that is going to be sustainable for me and that gives me the results that I want. So basically I started doing like workouts, weight training workouts, probably like 5 times a week. I would have 1 or 2 PT sessions a week. I would include cardio in there sometimes I don't. It just depends kind of what I'm into at that point in my life. I feel like I've gained a really huge amount of confidence in the gym. I've gained a lot of confidence in myself and trust in myself that results come in time, and you have to be really patient, and you can't just expect to have suddenly like 6-pack abs overnight, and you can't expect to diet for a month and suddenly be like 10 kilos lighter. Like it just does not happen like that. sometime during last year, we went to America, and at that point I had been, like, this was for like probably months and months and months, I'd been kind of like cheating on being vegetarian a lot of times. Like, I would have what I call like veg break, which is like you just eat meat and you are not vegetarian anymore, but like I'd be like, no, I'm vegetarian, I would eat heaps of vegetarian foods, but then I would eat like stuff that, you know, I would eat carbonara, which has bacon in it, and I would just pick out the pieces of bacon. And one day I was just thinking, I'm like, I'm not vegetarian, I'm not doing this because I want to be healthy, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to like save animals or anything like that. I initially became vegetarian because I wanted to lose weight, and it wasn't for the right reasons. When I went to America, I decided I was going to stop being vegetarian. I was going to start eating meat because I was cheating on being vegetarian anyway, so I might as well just start eating meat. And then in America I went kind of crazy. I did eat a lot of food, and I tried a lot of foods that I'd been missing out on for a really long time, and it was great. And I probably did gain like a kilo or two just from that trip because I was just eating so much. Even Guy told me, he was like, you were eating so much food. But I think it was just because I treated that trip as like the biggest veg break ever. Like, I'd missed out for so many years, so now I got to eat all this food. Like, but the major reason why I decided to stop being vegetarian was because I was progressing at the gym and I was making a few gains, but I wasn't seeing the results that I really wanted, and I wasn't doing it fast enough. I wasn't getting there fast enough, and I really struggled with trying to get enough protein and trying to get enough food into me without eating just 5 protein shakes a day. So I gave up being vegetarian, I started eating meat, and I started like meal prepping, and I started getting into more of a healthier lifestyle, in the sense that I was tracking what I was eating, and I tried to make sure I was getting enough protein, and I started caring a lot about, like, I feel like I eat more salad now than I ever did as a vegetarian, and which baffles me. Like, that's really unhealthy. I must have been eating the shittest foods. So I'd say for the last about 6 months, I have been eating meat. I've been really focusing on tracking my macros and working out a good macro breakdown for me personally. And I'd say it is working a lot better than me trying to be vegetarian and trying to work out all the time and being really, really lethargic and just eating shit foods. Now I'm very conscious of what I'm eating, and I'm very conscious of what's going to give me the results that I want. So basically that brings me to what I've been doing for about 6 months now. I work out probably like minimum 4 times a week, maximum like 12 times a week. So what I've been doing for the last, say, like 6 months or so is trying to meal prep a bit more, trying to be a bit more conscious of what I eat, and making sure I'm getting enough protein in my day, and making sure I'm hitting all my calorie requirements, because obviously I've had a past of restricting my calories, so I'm very used to eating a small amount. And something that's really helped me, but also been really hard for me, is learning to eat enough and eating enough of the right foods. Some days I still really struggle with eating more than 1,000 calories a day, and I know that's really bad for me. So the next day I know I have to do better, and I have to make sure I hit my calories. I train in the gym weights probably about 4 to 5 times a week. I have a plan that my PT makes for me, and I usually follow that pretty perfectly, which is good because it holds me accountable, and it also lets me know, you know, that I am making like strength gains as well as just getting better at gym shit. I also go through a few phases of doing cardio. So I really like doing HIIT cardio first thing in the morning to kind of wake myself up. So like 20 minutes of, you know, running and walking and running and walking on the treadmill before I have like work or something like that. I really like starting my day with that because it makes me feel like I'm burning more fat throughout the day and makes me feel like I've gotten the day started off right. So it's easier then to make healthy decisions throughout the day because I've started off on a good foot. I think the most important thing for me was learning how to lift weights and not being scared of being with the boys in the gym and not being scared of looking like an idiot in the gym. Phoebe's helped me a lot with how confident I am with exercises, and I know now that, you know, I just have to follow her plan. I just have to do the exercises that it says, and I still have the knowledge behind me that I can go, oh, if someone's using that machine or someone's using that, you know, bench, I can do something else that does the same thing. And I feel like I've gotten a lot of knowledge from her in regards to working out in general. I've also done a lot of research myself with just like watching people on YouTube. I love watching fitness YouTubers, so learning from them, learning what they eat and what they do at the gym, and just absorbing as much information as I possibly can. So I'm still learning, I'm still in that process of learning, but I think I've been pretty consistent in my training for a while now, and I'm really, really proud of how much stronger I am, how much more confident I am with my body. And even I posted something on Instagram the other day, how I've actually gained weight from when I not when I started, but like, you know, from one of those times that I thought I was healthy, you know, doing a lot of cardio and eating really small amounts and just thinking I was losing weight, but really I was just chubby fat. So I am really proud of how far I've actually come, both mentally and physically. And although, like I said before, I really don't change my dress size or anything like that, I just feel like now things fit so much better and things look so much better on my body because I have muscle definition and I have, you know, a nice butt and things like that. And whereas before I was just a little blob. I was a little blob. But yeah, I just want to say to anyone who is, you know, struggling with their fitness journey and struggling with any kind of weight loss, that it takes a lot of time and it really takes a lot of educating yourself as well. I'd really recommend either getting a PT or getting like an online coach who could help you with doing what's going to be best for your body personally, but also just try things out, just see how they go for you, because obviously things weren't working for me and I changed them and now I'm seeing more results than before. I really believe in tracking your progress throughout your whole fitness journey. So I started like measuring my weight when I was in like high school, and I remember how much I wanted to be 45 kilos and how desperately I was trying so hard to get there, and I never got there. I think my lowest was probably 46 and I could never get under that, and I was so crushed of the fact that I could never get to 45 kilos. And now the number literally means nothing to me. It does mean something as in like tracking something, but the actual number on the scale really means nothing because I look 10 times better now than I did when I was 46 kilos, and I feel 10 times better now than I did when I was that weight. So it's all about your mentality and building a healthy relationship with yourself first, which takes a long time. It does take a long time. I started getting like these scans that scan your body fat and your water and muscle and stuff like that. When I first started the gym, which was like, I think it was like the start of 2015. So 2 years it's been since I got one of these initial like first scans. But back then, that first time, I would say I was 51.5 kilos, and now I am 53 kilos, which isn't a huge difference, but the difference in my body composition is really like a lot, which is cool. 2 years ago, I was 34.2% body fat, and now I am 23% body fat. So I have changed my body fat quite a lot. And I always said before, I always just felt like I was squishy and I felt like I was just a blob. And that's because I had no muscle. I was just all fat. And now, although I'm the same size and I'm very similar in weight, I have a completely different body composition because I've put on muscle and I've lost a lot of fat. So yeah, just, I don't know, it was awesome to see that my body fat has gone down to 23, because I always thought I would be in the 30s and I really hated that. And no matter what I did, I was always in the 30s, and no matter how much cardio I did, I just wouldn't lose fat. And it's because I had no muscle. Like, weight training completely changes your body, and I don't know why more girls don't do it, because it's so good for you. Like, fuck cardio, who needs that? Like, it's great if you already have muscle, but if you don't have muscle, there's no point in doing cardio, because you're just going to be skinny fat, and that still doesn't look great. Sorry, anyway. So before I had 18 kilos of lean muscle, and now my total muscle is 39 kilos, which is a really big number. So basically that means that I've put on over 20 kilos of muscle. Like, that is a massive number. And I'm very proud of that, because although the scale doesn't show me that I've done that, a scan can tell me that I've put on like over 20 kilos of muscle. Yeah, it's just awesome. Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, like I said, this is definitely like the beginning of my journey. This is definitely not like, I don't even feel like I'm halfway. Like, I have a lot more to go, but I'm just so happy that I'm not where I used to be. And I'm really happy how much I've learned and how much I've grown as a person, and like how many good people I have around me that have helped me do that. Oh, so emotional. That is basically the beginning of my fitness story. That is how I started with everything that I've been doing currently. Getting in the gym is really hard at first. My tips would definitely be either get a PT or get a coach, or get your boyfriend or your friend to come with you and help you through those times that you're feeling so scared to go in the gym. And I feel like the more you know and the more you know how to do in the gym, the better you feel, and the more confident you are to walk in there and pick up a weight and know what you're doing. That just helps so much. So that's the biggest thing, is just doing it, just trying it. Who cares if you look stupid, or who cares if you're doing something that no one else is doing? Like, who cares? Because it's about you, and it's about how you feel, and it's not about what other people think of you, it's what you think of you. I feel like I can't really give advice to other people because I'm still learning myself, but I just want to show people that if I could do it, you can start to. And although it takes a lot of time, like, it's really worth it in the end, and it's really worth trying everything you possibly can to get the results that you want, because now I feel like I'm so much happier and I'm so much healthier. It's a nice feeling, and I want to go so much further than this. Yeah, anyway, sorry if this video was really rambly and really long. I just wanted to share my story so that maybe it could help someone gain confidence in going to the gym and gain confidence with themselves. Yeah, I don't know. This was like genuinely like one of the hardest videos I've ever made, so I hope you enjoyed it. I probably didn't teach you anything, but I just wanted to share. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.